What is going on, everybody? Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. You are tuned in right now to Purple Pink and Study Hall. You are with your girl, LaShawn Janice. That is me, Lady Media herself. I am so excited that you all are here. And today we are definitely tackling something super important. Hopefully, this will be able to help all of you, especially my media professionals within the church and nonprofit organization. I'll be speaking directly with some of my church ministries that are having some difficulty relaying the message of this Zoom. So tonight's topic is about to Zoom or not to Zoom. That is a serious question, right? And we have been Zooming all year. Zoom this, Zoom that. Everything is a Zoom, Zoom. We all understand that, right? But now, as we get into another year of virtual events and virtual events forever, I want to help out some ministries and I want to help out some individuals that are possibly stuck on Zoom and they're not happy with Zoom and they just don't know what else to do as far as what other software to use, what's the best thing to do. Look, for those who are sick of Zoom, I am too. And I don't use Zoom for everything. And tonight, I'm going to tell you why I don't use Zoom for everything. And I'm going to give you some alternatives to Zoom that may be better fit for your streaming content. So first, before we even begin, I need everybody to like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you will be the first to know when I go live, right? Because I give away information as soon as I find out. Like I found out some juicy information last night that I'm definitely going to share with you all because there is room at the table for all of us. And we all are learning in this wonderful world of virtual events, right? So I'm going to quickly get started. If you are on right now, just shoot me a comment, say, hey, I want to make sure that everyone is tuned in. Like, comment, share. I will be so greatly appreciated. But I'm going to make this as quick and as fast as possible because I know the retention span of viewers is not that long. But first, as y'all can see, I got my big hair back. She's back. So I want to thank my sponsors tonight, Hair Society of Laurel, Deanne, my stylist of over 5 years. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure you go check her out. She specializes in holistic hair care and she has an organic line. She has made my hair and my daughter's hair grow exponentially. And I just want to give her a shout out. Go follow her on Instagram. And I'll put it in the comments now. Go follow my girl on Instagram, Deanne, Hair Society by Laurel. Excellent. So listen, let's get all the way started. Who is ready? I know I am. Boom, Zoom. We've been using Zoom all year. We've been using Zoom to do everything. As soon as the shutdown hit, everyone was trying to figure out how am I going to communicate, how am I do this, how am I stream services, how, and all of a sudden everybody was Zooming. They were Zooming their business meetings. They were Zooming sewing classes. They were Zooming virtual birthday parties. They were Zooming births, Zooming weddings. Then all of a sudden I saw people Zooming whole services, and then it was, oh, we want to have this virtual conference, and oh, we want to have a women's event. Everything was a Zoom. All Zoom is not created equal, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot use Zoom for everything. And I'm going to tell you when you should use Zoom. Let's go through that right now, shall we? You are going to use Zoom for small group meetings, right? Small group. So small group meaning what? So let's say, for instance, it's you and maybe 6 people total on the screen, and you're having a small meeting to discuss maybe post-production or a new project. It's great for a team building meeting, planning for next year. It's great to be able to see and see everybody, right? And then you can interact, you can see their faces, all of that. Wonderful. Small group meetings, right? Perfect time to use Zoom. 1 to 6 persons on a live stream conversation, a basic stream. Let me break that down. When you are streaming using Zoom, there is a certain level of viewership that you need seen on the screen, right? You can't get rid of that little Zoom thing down at the bottom unless you have like the enterprise package. And after you have 6 people on the screen, people become little dots, right? So I like to say use Zoom for a basic stream, which means you're just maybe having a conversation. Maybe you're streaming a small panel conversation. Maybe it's your youth night. You're having 1 or 2 people on there. For people that know basic stream capabilities and you only want to stream to one, maybe Facebook or just to YouTube, that's the perfect time in which you want to use Zoom, right? Small meetings, small, very minimal, right? Very minimal Zoom. So you can see everybody, correct? Correct. So let's say another thing that you can use Zoom for is a congregation check-in, virtual birthday parties, virtual housewarmings. I love the aspect of having a family Zoom for the holidays. My family had one, and personally, I had a blast. It was perfect. So for ministries, it's a good way to connect with your congregation. Now you see that one-on-one, hey, we just want to do a check-in. We just want to see how everybody's doing. Anybody have any prayer requests? It's great to just have that one-on-one for people who you just want to see real quick, and that's a nice thing for a congregation to do, set aside your time to have that one-on-one with your congregation just to check in so that they don't just feel like they are not a part of the ministry during this time, and everybody can't be involved in virtual worship. So remember that I said that, right? Because we're going to get to why you shouldn't use Zoom for virtual worship in a minute. So another time when you can use Zoom is counseling sessions. I've used Zoom plenty of times to get on a call with my mentees, show them something really quickly. It's not very good for video. And that's because you have a delay, there's latency issues. Zoom is not meant for streaming live music or any type of, I'm going to say, intricate video, anything. That's just my personal opinion, but I'm going to get to what not to use Zoom for, right? So definitely counseling sessions, premarital counseling, doctor's appointments. It's a good thing for a client to connect with a consumer, business owner to connect with someone and see their face because you probably won't meet them. It's a great time to do that. A nice little talk. If you want to quickly share your screen, that's the perfect time to use Zoom, right? Another time that you can use Zoom is when meetings that are requiring a very small presentation, not a long presentation. And when I say presentation, I mean PowerPoint, no video, something very minimal, nothing long. And I say this because also I watch my kids and they're in virtual learning and they share these videos within presentations. And sometimes there's a delay. Sometimes the audio doesn't match the visual. So it just doesn't work. So Zoom is basically a platform to have small meetings, right? It's great they have the webinar function. That's a great thing to use as well. Breakout rooms for certain conferences is great, but you have to know how to use Zoom. You can't do everything on Zoom. And this is why. When to avoid using Zoom, streaming live music, or virtual worship services. Let me explain to you why. Everyone's connectivity to your Zoom, and I mean internet connectivity, is going to be different. There's something called latency and there's something called bandwidth. And I'm not going to get into it, but the heavier volume you have on your stream, the slower that stream is going to be, right? So say, for instance, if you're streaming a worship service to Facebook, that worship service is using a certain amount of bandwidth, and then you have everyone else's bandwidth and everybody else on. You got 100 people on this Zoom trying to see one service. Nobody is getting the full service. You want to know why? Because it's slow, it's delayed, because Zoom is not meant to withstand that heavy streaming. It's not going to work. You're going to get bubble faces. You're going to get a delay. People are going to drop off. It doesn't work. Now, listen, I know everyone is getting used to having their phone, having to use technology, and you got some traditional folks that they're still calling in and listening to service. You cannot disregard those people that need that Zoom. You can't, but you got to figure out a way how they can still be able to access service and it not be through Zoom, because they're missing it. For those people who are watching, it's a delay. For those people that do have those capabilities, you're not giving them the essence of your message, because their connection is draining your message, because it is draining the power needed to stream. Streaming takes a lot of power. It takes a lot of bandwidth to push out. And so the more that you cloud that bandwidth, it's going to drain it back, if that makes sense. I'm trying to make it as basic as possible. So that's why streaming virtual services via Zoom really doesn't work, because you're always going to have errors. And then, so you're already on the Zoom using power to power the Zoom. Then you're going to use more power to stream it. It's always going to be a delay. And then you get that limited connectivity. You need a lot of power to stream and then have a video conference at the same time. Your virtual worship service is not a video conference. That is a live streaming thing. Zoom is video conference, not live streaming. There is a huge difference. Google it for more intricacies, but I'm not going to get into it. I'm just telling you, in layman's terms, it don't go together. You could try, but it don't go together. You're not going to get the highest quality, right? You could do it. It'll work. And if you've been doing it, you've been getting by with it, but now it's time to level up, right? That's what you want to do. So we're going to avoid using Zoom to stream live music or virtual worship services for merely the fact that you're going to get a delay. There's going to be connection issues, and it's going to run really, really slow. And we do not want to diminish the word of God or the praise and worship, right? So you also want to avoid using Zoom to stream to multiple platforms simultaneously. That means if you want to stream to Facebook and YouTube, for example, using Zoom, you're going to have to use a third party. Once again, let's go back to the tree of life for Zoom. So you already are here because you're on Zoom using bandwidth, right? Then you're going to drain that again by going to Facebook. Then you're going to drain it again by going to YouTube. And the fact that you can't do it simultaneously, you're going to take this very small energy level and transfer it over to a third party streaming just to stream at the same time. You're going to get googly gop. And it's going to stream on 360, which basically means, what's the best way to put it? You're basically going to be putting in a VHS to a 4K television and thinking that you're going to see everybody clearly. It doesn't work like that. It's not compatible like that. Just remember, Zoom is video conferencing. Virtual worship services, live streaming. Now, you can live stream your video conference, but once again, that needs to be basic. That needs to be two people with very strong internet connection having a conversation. That does not need to be live music and a full worship service that lasts a long time. You got to understand, worship services last a minute. A video conference doesn't necessarily last a long time. So if you're trying to stream something, then you need to look for streaming software, streaming alternatives, not video conferencing, okay? So we're going to try to avoid using Zoom for that. Also, you can please avoid using Zoom when you are having a meeting with sensitive material, because Zoom is not a secure platform. We have all seen people pop in on Zooms with mysterious telephone numbers that just have 5 numbers. We've all seen them. They've seen messages. They've popped in. Zoom is not as secure as we want it to be, right? Because it's brand new and they're still getting out all the kinks. So if you're sharing personal information, say for instance, who goes to the doctor's office and they're actually using Zoom? No, they're using a GoToMeeting, a Google Meet or something like that. They're using Cisco, WebEx, they're not using Zoom per se. Why? Because it's not secure and they're dealing with serious personal and confidential medical information, and they don't want anybody to pop on there and have access to your stuff. So if you have personal information, you do not want to use Zoom for everything, right? You just don't. So avoid using Zoom for that. Also, if you're having a guest church or guest speakers as part of your stream, once again, we want to avoid using Zoom. It is so easy for everyone, especially the older ones, the elderly saints. You know, all they got to do is click that link or call that number. So I'm not saying get rid of it. I'm just saying you got to put on your creative hat and figure out how you can still keep those members, keep them into the work, keep them engaged, and also stream at a higher quality for everybody else. And then warm up your older members. Ask them what type of television they have. Show them YouTube. Show them how they can get to YouTube from their TV. Provide that for them so that they can stream all over. They can come on over to the high quality side and feel a little bit more comfortable. And then you don't have to worry about people not showing their face because you don't need to see the face. Virtual worship, I understand if you want that engagement, I get that. And I'm about to tell you what software you can use to get that type of engagement. But everybody ain't going to show their face anyway. They don't want to. And you want to be careful about what you're streaming and who's being seen on stream. You don't want to accidentally be streaming, to Facebook via Zoom, and you take it off that speaker view and you see all type of galleries and somebody didn't want to be seen on the Facebook platform. Watch out for that. That's another reason why you want to avoid using Zoom. It's definitely a privacy issue for you. It's a liability issue for you. And it's also for your viewers. You want them to be comfortable. And sometimes everything is not a Zoom, right? Everything ain't got to be Zoom. Okay. So then you're like, okay, you done told us how to do all of that. What am I supposed to use? I'm going to tell you what you use instead of that. Okay. Instead of using Zoom, this is what you can use to live stream, because I've said a couple of times, Zoom is video conferencing, right? Live streaming is live streaming. So these are a couple of alternatives to Zoom. You can use StreamYard, which is a very popular online streaming software that you do not have to download. It's just as easy as Zoom, especially for the media professional that needs to stream. It engages the audience. And if you ever need some help with having a StreamYard producer or go through StreamYard with you, I'll be happy to do that. Also, Facebook has online events for those that are, oh my goodness, so impressed with Facebook and you're running everything through Facebook. For those that are not, this is not for church ministries, but those people who want to take their Zooming to the next level, Facebook has this awesome platform where you can host an online event, take registration, you can go live specifically to a page or even a group, and people pay for that event and it is restricted access. So that might be something that you want to look into as well. Also, Eventzilla. I love Eventzilla. Eventzilla is a place where you can run your registration, you set up a website, and you host everything from that website. And people have to pay or they have to gain access to your particular event via this particular website. So it's like Eventbrite on steroids because it does everything for you and it gives you an event. So say, for instance, you want to have that women's conference. It has Zoom-like features within Eventzilla where you can have breakout rooms and you can have all that right in this specialized website that you create for your event. And everybody is geared toward this website. They register there, they go there. It has email marketing so they can go there for the event the day of. Everything is there. It's like its own little hub for your event. And you don't have to worry about going to Facebook, going to this, going to that, because you can channel all of your participants to this one website, which is what you want to do anyway, right? But this website does everything for you and you can use that. It hosts your live stream. It does everything for you. So really take a look at Eventzilla. I like it a lot. Also, you can get direct hosting from your website. So this is a little trick that I learned. You can actually post a private video on your website from YouTube. and you can go live on YouTube, and it is directly live linked to your website, and you can have a password protected website, or a website address that's just for attendees, and that's a cheaper way. And also it drives people to your website. So having that direct hosting access using YouTube, that might be a way that you can not use Zoom either. Once again, we're talking about live streaming here, and Zoom is video conferencing, and live stream is live stream. I'm going to keep saying that because I want you to get it in. Also, you have a direct to live stream connection, and an example is UltraStream. I just learned this last night, and I knew about it. I just didn't know the name of it. So like I tell you guys all the time, when I find out something, I'm going to let you guys know. But this takes away that latency and takes away that bandwidth issue that we may have a lag in when trying to live stream. And it provides an app to where you can live stream directly from your computer, from your ministry, from your media setup in your church, to your outlets like Facebook and YouTube. It is amazing. And based on your setup within your church, it is top-notch, high quality. You can see everything. You can do sound checks in real time because you can actually monitor the sound, and you can monitor your actual live stream from your mobile device. Just a tidbit. Look it up. UltraStream. It's excellent. It's great. I'm excited to use it with one of my churches that we are about to be up and running for live stream. So listen, I told you I'm not going to take that long, but just to reiterate, this is when you can use Zoom. Small group meetings, intimate, connecting with people, virtual birthday parties, counseling sessions, that one-on-one, and basic live stream. I mean basic, no music, no presentations, no none of that. Basic live stream capabilities, right? When to avoid using Zoom: streaming live music or virtual worship services, streaming to multiple platforms like Facebook and YouTube, and meetings that contain sensitive material. Don't do it. Having guest churches or guest speakers. Listen, you want to invite somebody to share the word and share their gift at the highest quality possible, right? You want to do it in excellence or not at all. It is no more time for giving God and giving the people of God mediocrity. We have experienced this year everything that is not normal. We are not in normal times. This is not the new norm, because this ain't normal either. This is a time where we need to elevate and think about what is next, and think about a new, innovative way to attract people to Christ, to attract people to your story, to attract people to your product, to attract people to your book, to attract people to the song. You cannot do the same thing you've been doing, including Zoom. Okay? You can't Zoom until Jesus comes. You got to elevate. Leave Zoom for your meetings, leadership meeting, orientation, new members class, e-members class, coaching, counseling sessions, sharing a quick presentation. Leave it for that, right? And no, I am not using Zoom right now. I'm not. I'm using one of the what to use to live stream. I'm using one of these right here to live stream right now. So you want to do the same. Listen, if you have any questions, I'm always here to answer them. If you need some help speaking to you, and this is for real, this is for my media professionals that are having a hard time telling the leadership of their ministries that it's time to stop Zooming, right? Let me help you. Let me help you. I will help you. You can't Zoom everything, but yet you can Zoom a lot of things, if that makes sense. You can Zoom a Bible study. Would I stream the Bible study via Zoom? I would. Depending on if that person that is hosting that Zoom knows exactly what they're doing and they're hardwired up. And that is the real truth. It is now time to activate these producers that are in your ministries, in your team. Ask them, Who wants to be our live stream producer? Who wants to be our virtual event producer? I will train them so that they are well equipped to be able to tell you, based on what your needs are, what software, what platform, how to do it, when, where, and how you're going to get it done. It's time to activate that within your team right now, today, because 2021 is here already. And some of us, especially in the state of Maryland, we're facing shutdowns and restrictions. They change every day. It's no time like the present to get started. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I have so much editing to do, and I have to get ready for another live at 7:30. And I promise you guys I wasn't going to be long, but I appreciate you all for sticking in and hanging in there with me. Be sure, listen here, go join my website and make sure that you are tuned into me every time I go live. Sooner or later, the next couple of weeks, let me just say probably in the next 60 days, these Bible studies will be exclusively in my Facebook group and on my YouTube channel. So make sure that you go right now and join the new Facebook group, Study Hall by Purple Pinkin, and go follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel, LaShawn Janice, because after a while, I'm only going to be doing Q&As publicly like this. I want everybody to go to my Facebook group because I give away free media downloads. If you join my website, you immediately get a free Christmas download. So make sure you go check it out, LaShawnJanice.com. Always, and remember, do it in excellence or not at all. Give God what's right and not what's left, guys. It's time to elevate. I love you all. Y'all be blessed. I'm going to be back next Tuesday for a special Christmas special where I'll have some free media downloads for you guys. I love you all. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, hit the bell. Love you guys. I am out of here. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Good night.